Hi everybody, how you doing? Can you hear me okay? Sound coming across all right? Hello? Hello? Tap tap tap. Oh good. Hi. Oh good. Hi Tennessee. How you doing, Rich buddy? I was gonna send out a Morse code to see if everyone was here. Um hey Redskins, how's it going? Yeah, let's see if I can let's see a little more light. Not too much. That's a little better. Ah, get a little light in here, but not too much. Okay. Hi Javier, how you doing? As I said, how's it going? Um, anyway, let me tell you what I want to talk about today. Hi DG. Um, the the other day, what's today? Yeah, yesterday, as a matter of fact, on the discussion we had, high NS something, there was something dawned on me, and it was something that Biver, Biver. I call him Biver. Maybe it's pronounced Beaver. Maybe it's Beaver. I have no idea. All right. Anyway, he was going on. Hey, Clyde, how's it going, man? Um, he was going on about, oh, back in the old days, no one worried about in-house movements, and by the same token, they weren't charging crazy amounts of money for the watches that were made with relatively cheap movements. Okay, so the, I guess the question that came up, I saw this new one by Tennessee that they 12.1, I think caliber 12.1 that they put into the J12 that Chanel has. And I was thinking, boy, that looks like a pretty good movement. And before that point, Chanel had been using ETAs and so forth, but then they got this one. And since they now own 20% of Cassini, that is not in house, but it's something like it. Okay. And just looking at the movement, it looked like a good movement. Then the other thing that struck me were the concepto movements, and the reason that I found them really interesting wasn't so much their standard movements. They had those that were sort of like you could take a ETA movement and replace it. Hey, Kaz, how's it going, man? The at rather it was like just looking at that movement, I thought, wow, that's not your typical. And hi, crappy. Um, so the the idea struck me. I thought, well, um, even if they cost more, it's probably makes a lot more economic sense that instead of developing new movements for all these different kinds of things. They could get them from different companies. Going back to Concepto, not only do they have tourbillons, which is I'm not a big tourbillon fan, but I know that it takes more than just a little skill to develop a tourbillon. And but they did have two of them that I believe were hand wound that were running at 2.5 hertz, and they these are the kinds that's the kind of movement that you see coming out of the independents like Smith, Roger Smith in England, and Kerry Wooten Lonan, and all of Moser's are 2.5 hertz. So here you have these guys are making these really what appear to be pretty higher end movements, and they're traditional. I'm traditional of in some strange ways. Hey, Mooney 42, uh, is that there's the picture's blurry, right? Okay. Um, so anyway, so I was thinking, what do you guys think? Um, is would it be worth it if a watch company puts together sort of a just to have a movement, just so they can say they have a movement? Hi, Jure, how's it going? Um, this if they did that, but on the other hand, the other option would be um, to is simply to get really good movements. Like for example, uh, Ben Chi has got a bunch of the more expensive, which is sort of interesting. The more expensive Vaussure movements, excuse me, the more expensive Vaussure movements are 3 hertz. The other ones are 4 hertz, like sort of your run of the mill kind of movements that are in most watches, including some really good ones like Patek Philippe and Vacheron Constantin. Okay, the equation of time is one that I hate equally to all tourbillons. Okay, you don't like tourbillons. Hey, Flip and Zippo. Um, okay, Toyotas do not break down. Great cars, but never buy one. Well, it's sort of like I know what you mean. Um, yeah, I once had something. What was it called? A Mazda. They had a one called for it was called a GLC for Great Little Car. This is back in the '80s, early '80s, and I got the thing new, and I thought, wow, this is great. So I was driving the thing around and had good radio in it. That's all I cared about back then, and it was just great. It got good mileage and everything else. And then this book I had done had took off, and so I thought, I'm going to get a fancy car, and I went down and got a new Mercedes. And I thought, boy, now that's something that probably the my little Mazda was just as good as, but the other one was that's sort of comfy. Hey, Forbin Colossus, how's it going? Unasked question: what is the best ETA made? Um, That's the it's an maybe there's a reason it's unasked. Hey, Rasha, uh, the that is a good point though. Is the best ETA maybe not because it's ETA, because it used to be oh God, what is it? Valjoux. It used to be a Valjoux, or it used to be a Unitas. That may be the best one, not, or it was a Pazoo. Okay. All right. Where is everybody? Okay. The best is the 2892. Okay. We settled that. So let's move on. Let's talk about some of these new ones that are coming out. Of the new ones that you know about that are independent movement makers, not houses like Jata Lacutra that some other houses buy movements from. Okay, 6498. That's the one I like too. -1. That's the Unitas. That's for me. I like the best. Um, okay, UWD. What? Oh boy. And there's something. What's UWD that I'm? Hey, Hamilton. Okay. Redskins. What's bad about the equation of time? What is there's something that rings another bell. What is, when you talk about the equation of time, you're talking about what now? Redskins. See, it's simple. It's good. It's most important. It's what I can afford. Well, yeah. Okay. Um, what does it take to make a good movement? Now you've got one of the points brought up. Toyota is not exactly the most expensive, but they've got really good movement. Let's take for example, I think that like a 5200 Vasseur Manufacturer Fourier. That's the real name for it. And what would, let's say, an in-house made by Vacheron Constantin or Patek Philippe or Audemars Piguet, what would they have better than that? Uh, oh yeah, UWD. Absolutely. Where does my head go? That one. Yes, it is something. You are absolutely positively right. That's the one I somehow that was one I forgot about because of Marco Lang leaving both UWD and Lang and Heim. Sorry about that. But that's a very good point. The Watch Lounge. Hey, hi, the Watch Lounge. I didn't see you when you first came in. So okay, so let's talk about okay. So you have a movement. Yeah, that's a great example. They for some reason, besides Sin makes a really nice watch with that. But there's another one called some. It was a music, not music, but a Munich, Germany watch company that makes these really ugly watches, but they put this beautiful movement in it. Lenz Leidenbacher or somebody like that. They have on their better ones, their gold ones and so forth that they charge a lot for, but they have like about a 7,000 euro model. That's the best looking one is not too attractive, but they got that great movement in it. The hills are alive with the sound of Munich. Uh-huh. That's weird. Okay. Nissan Breitling. Zenith Omega combo here. Okay. Nothing wrong with Nissans. Okay, I have my Harbring appointment Monday at 10. Have to start at 8. Kind of excited. Well, yeah. That's another good example. The A11 and what Harbring has done with the A11 is that it's doing it does it in Leinfelder. That's right in as something. The what Harboring 2 does is that they make everything with Richard Harbring and his wife Marie, and they got a couple kids that come in that just are Warsaw graduates, and they work on it, and but they have a few hundred a year that they put out. Um, but that A11, see, the thing about the A11 that's so interesting is that they put a Doppel on it, or they can put a chronograph on it, or they can put one thing or the other on it, using that as their base. And I think this is what Concepto and K1 are doing. But the K1, the ones that I've seen, they're not as they don't look like the kind of high quality that you could see in that the one that Chanel has, the 12.1 Kissimmee or Kissimmee. Okay, hi Rahit, how you doing, man? Okay, let's see what we got here. Another GPA this year? Not so sure. I don't know. It's the group that they're in. They finally moved out of the Aiguille d'Or. Not the Aiguille d'Or, but the Petite Aiguille category. So they're sort of up against some tougher competition. We'll see though whether Harbring pulls off another one. They've won 4. I mean, there's that's a lot. Okay, hey True Junior, looked at one of those Harbring 2 after watching your video. Really cool watches, no bargains, but worth a look. I have to try one on. Yeah, you can't find a bargain with a Harbring 2. Hi Carolina. Um, Looking at the Steinhardt, hopefully with a solid ETA while they last. Yeah, Steinhardt, you know what you're getting with that. Hamilton, I'm seeing Bill's image grainy here in Miami. I'm grainy, doggone it. Um, what I'm doing, I'm using another computer because my big one, the camera on it didn't look quite right. Either that or I'm just breaking up because of age. One of the two. I'm pixelating. Um, what's your thoughts on the Zenith Defy watch lounge? That's a tough question, and I'll tell you why. Um, one of the things that Defy keeps turning out are faster and faster. Hi, Christopher. The to me, they're turning out all of these um, high frequency balances, and okay, they do that. They have these really great timing on it, and I don't know. I just there's something about it that's not too happy about. Some grainy. Well, I tell you, if on my end, I look fine. That's no help. So I'll have to try my other computer next time. I got this one all set up, working right, and gee, I hope everything's okay. I hope it's. Hang on, let me check something. Ah, no, I have it set up on my faster router, so maybe it's as good as it gets. Um, okay, shooting the vid through a fish tank. Hang on a second. Maybe see if if I can. Let me, I don't know. I doubt that's helped at all. I tried to clean up hey, JC. Um, I saved 10,000 last year by not buying any watches. Yeah, buy one this year and make it up. Okay, his podcast is still good. So sorry. The thing with live streaming, it's a little more problematic. I'll try my bigger computer next time. Maybe it's just the size of the processor. Um, anyway, I thought this one would work better. Okay, let's see. Video feed and color is fine to me. There you go, Rohit. That's good to hear. Um, okay, so let's take the Uran Works Dresden, UWD would be my number one choice of, if I could say I could have one base movement, that would be it. Mainly because of everything about it is beautiful. My number two would be a Vaucher, one of the 3 Hertz Vaucher. My third one would be that new Cassini, and after that, it would probably be one of the higher end Conceptos. I'm a little dubious about Conceptos. I'm not sure what's going on with that. What may be happening with Concepto, which would really be interesting and attractive to some, some deviant like myself, is that the Valérien Jacquet, who runs Concepto, his father is Jean, I think it's Jean Paul Jacquet. He was one who had to go to prison. He's been banned from working on watches and from anything in the watch business. But from what I heard by someone who would probably know, a well-known American watchmaker told me, he said, don't think this guy's out of it. So maybe the same guy who made the 736, the Jacquet 736 that became the Lajou 736, is working on some of these Concepto designs to be really interesting. Okay, let's see what you got now. Another couple grand by turning them right. Let me see. Okay, Vaucher with micro rotor. That's the one I like. That's is from the 5000 series that I was referring to. Okay, Mike, let's see. EMPO manual caliber Royal by pick any thoughts. Boy, I don't. I remember looking at that at one time, and it's been a long time ago. I don't remember Tennessee, which how that thing looked. How does it look to you? It makes a higher engineer in my head throw up. Oh, yeah. Okay, what makes your engineer in your head throw up? No idea. I, I thought it would make an engineer throw up engineer's courting behavior, perhaps. Okay, let's see. If you gave us a quick wristwatch check, it would look like the Salvador Dali painting. Would it? Oh, okay. I'll give you a quick wristwatch. Does this look like a Salvador Dali? This it might because this is my Vacheron Constantin 1921. If it looks like a Dali painting, uh, you get to see something I can't. Maybe when I look at the recording of it, I didn't know the word food orient is a subdial indicating fraction of a. This complication is also a flying second hand. That is one thing. There's Harbinger 2 has one of those things. I don't I don't know what you do with it. You're looking at this whirling dervish on your watch and things going around like that. I a lot of people say, "Oh man, I'd really like to have one of those." How do you wind up your watch and thing looks like it there's no brake on it. It just bzzz like that. Okay, they are very interesting. They have a novel approach of having a lot of parts manufactured externally, but their design is assembled in house. That's something else that is. Let me think. I forgot what the watch company was. I was reading about it recently, but they make their own movements, but they get watch parts in from some other places too. I can't remember which one it was, but so that's another possibility. Say, look, we can make this really great watch, but we might as well use some of the things that are already out there, like get a gear or something like that. Okay, they have had a hard time. Okay, who's this? Who's this? Who's this? Did the IWC engineer used to be anti-because it's not now? Just wondering. I IWC is one of those brands that has fairy tales in the names of their movements. I don't trust IWC because of that. And they do. I know they have some good watches. They certainly have some good designs, but IWC, Breguet, Cartier used to be Panerai, but I guess they now all have in-house on theirs. Okay, let's see. I like to hear Archie pronounce. I like to. I like to hear anyone pronounce it correctly. I know some of the people who speak French. It sounds much better than what I try. Um, okay, let's see. Okay, you guys, come on now. All right. I'm going to have to find out. What I do is that if you go to English to French translation, uh, you can take the French translation. They have a little audio for it. And if I listen to it about 50 times, I can hear it correctly. And then I'll put I'll write it out, sort of sound it out from there. Okay, I like to hear Crappy say kudos for kudos. Okay. Hi, Hans. What's the topic for the day? Hans, we're talking about the can movements that are made by somebody else be as good, if not better, than in-house movements? One of the ones that came up, Hans, are you in Germany by any chance? The reason I'm asking is that the Uhren, what is it? Uhrenwerk Dresden have a really cool movement. Um, so that was what we're talking about. No, London. Ah, well, that's okay. Um, It's not a Faraday cage in any watch. That's a misnomer. Okay. I haven't used it. If I did, it'd be wrong. Uh, yeah, I have deal is I was almost late today. We went to see Once Upon a Time in California. I'm a big Tarantino fan, so I'm sort of high right now because I liked it. Hi, Chapman FX. How you doing, man? Um, okay, let's see. All right. How about some other ideas on movements? Kurt Kloss. Let me see. Harbinger worked with Kurt Kloss on the Rotterpont and the Footerer for IWC. Right. That's right. He did. But he left them. The only reason they had and also he developed the Doppel for them too. Okay. Yeah. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. What did I say? Great movie, great flick. That's my review. Um, Tin and Dunny said, Tin and Dunn. Who said Tin and Dunn? Oh, right, yeah. Oh, it's his last movie. Oh, that's too bad. Like I said, I'm a big Tarantino fan. Okay, let's see. I really like the manual wine, good price, but had similar concerns over servicing. Yeah, that's true. Hi, Dr. A and B. How you doing, man? Um, yeah, no idea that. Yeah, it's the new Tarantino film. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up something irrelevant. Okay, let's hope it's his last. Oh, Mooney. Oh, you're so mean. He- Come on, man. Anybody who pilots an airplane with a backward tail fin ought to be more charitable. Let's see. Hey, Christopher, let's see. Clarity. Good. Clarity got better. Well, maybe it had to do with the bandwidth on either mine end or your end or someplace. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Okay, I'm stoked for the new Top Gun. Top Gun. Yeah, you get to see Tom Cruise. Oh boy. um, okay, think the cast will be wearing Braemont or IWC. I don't know. They got. I won't say anything about that. Okay, what company do you think Charles Lindbergh would ask to create a special aviation watch here around today since Longines has lost its prestige position? Boy, I don't know. I'm trying to think who's got a good aviation watch. You know, that Zenith pilot is really nice. I like the big pilot that they have. Tonda 1950 or Calatrava. Oh yeah. The Tonda. Yes, the Tonda 1950. I love that watch. That is a good one. IWC. No, I don't think so. Sen. Most of the guys are rooting for Sen. Zenith or Bell and Ross. Bell and Ross they don't do their own movements. Breguet, maybe Breguet. I think Zenith's pilot though. That's a neat pilot. I think. Um, yeah, here these guys have Defy Lab. Defy Lab does, by the way, more than these. What are they? 5 hertz movements and up. Um, Last year at the show in New York, I talked to everybody else was knew that high speed Zenith. I was talking to the guy, and he was talking to me about a new El Primero that they had just come out with, but nobody was interested in it because they were looking at this other thing, this speed demon that they had, and so they've got some some good things above and beyond that. Bell and Ross buys, yeah. Are they going to use that new Tudor Chanel movement, the Kinesy? I don't know. Good question, Jure. That would be interesting to find out. It would really be interesting. From Signal Corps, my Zenith pilot is the original from 1970s Signal Corps. Wow, Clyde, that's something. That's really nice. There is one that would be really cool, but it would be I don't know if they have one you'd call a pilot. RGM's Corps of Engineers. I really like those watches. Those are ones, and I think he makes some of them with in-house movements. But they're just cool watches. Radium dial. That'll glow you up. Um, I think so, since Chanel and Bell and Ross are financial besties. Yeah, that could happen because God knows Bell and Ross needs something for a movement. Parallel, parallel. Now that is so Prod provides them, and so Prod has the my experience with Soprod uh, is my Kristen Vanderklaw has a Soprod in it. That Soprod is a great movement because it's basically Seiko's what N4, I think is what they call it, or L4, one of those, which was Seiko's attempt to get into high horology movements. And so they gave it to it's a long story, but so Prada's got some interesting stuff. The thing that I wonder whether or not Festina, who owns Soprod, will do much with it or with Parallel. Okay, your viewers, Parallel is fun, overpriced but fun. Huh? They're all overpriced, to tell you the truth. If those of us who are part of pretentious watchmakers know they're overpriced because we could buy the parts retail and come in, a couple $100 maybe. Um, See, Type XX 582 movement based off of Lamania 1350. That's a good one. That's a nice one. Um, okay, Seiko. Yeah, Seiko makes some really good stuff. One of my favorite watches is the Seiko 5. I got to get one of those. They were so far ahead of everybody else when that thing first came out. It's just amazing. That'd be a cool watch to have. But some are overpriced and others depends on how much they do themselves. Yeah, and it also depends on your whether people like them or not. Parmigiani are beautiful watches. Anybody who has ones will tell you that. And but they don't hold their price, and that's too bad. The French Type XX spec is quite rigorous. Okay. Oh, hi, Randy. How you doing, man? Um, Seiko 5 is greater than Patek. That's it. Crappy. I'm with you on that. No, I tell you, the new Pateks. I have an older one. My old Patek is the 3468. That's a neat one. Okay, it's not bad if you're buying them used. You're right. You're right. But no, actually, you can buy them brand new and for a really good price still. Not as much as you used to be able to, and some of them are starting to creep up in price. Still waiting for 90% off Parmesan. Yeah, me too. Yeah, but still, then I think, God, at night those things would still be about $7,000 or $8,000 at Ovale. Yeah, it'd have to be 90% off. Either that or win the lotto. One of the two. The evil, pretentious watchmakers. I have real fun with it. We're great. The pretentious watchmakers, we give. I think some of those guys are so good. I mean, they're really good. I might have to throw them out because they're not pretentious enough. They're the real deal. Let's see. Okay, consider the person who wore it before. I'd rather buy shop worn than used. Yes, somebody with leprosy, a leper had it before. Oh, God, that's I don't know. What do you want? Virgin watches. I like the Hebdo Madari. My favorite. I love that watch. They're hand wound. They have an 8-day charge in them. They're fabulous watches. That's one of the watches. They're harder to find, and the price has been creeping up, but they're worth it. I mean, if they went up to brand new up to their retail price, they still have a long way to go. I mean, their suggested retail price. Hey, Cass, how's it going? only worn by unicorns. Who wears uniforms, Kess? Or I mean, what do unicorns wear? And second of all, how do you know? Let's see, leprosy, pre-owned, RG. Yeah, okay. Well, listen, guys, my time is up. Sorry about. I hope the reception got better. I don't know what happened there because this is the computer that usually does better on it. But anyway, I just want to think about this. Is that maybe there's some new companies making um, they're making movements that are actually better than some of the ones that are put together. Uh, In-house movement that give me pause. I'd have to think of those. The ones that Maurice Lacroix came out with are actually very good. Those are so. If you say, "Oh, Maurice Lacroix used to use it," I'll tell you ones that I have a little question about, and it's no insult against Panerai owners, but they're 9,000. I don't know if that's much of an improvement on the ETAs they used to use, and they got this great big uh, plate that covers it so you can't see what's underneath it. No more 318 mistakes for them. Okay, okay, Panerai. All right, that didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. I love the looks of Panerai, by the way, and I think they're the fact that they did move to all in-house. You got to give them credit for that. All right. Tomorrow we got a really interesting review. I think you're going to like. By the way, too, we got a bunch of. I keep getting all these new watches that, and the quality is both higher and broader than in the past. But come on, you guys, send in entries to the Grand Prix picks. It closes on August 31st, and it's almost August. So hope you do. Take care. See you guys tomorrow, I hope.